Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Speaking Nerd Podcast, a place that all things comics, movies, TV, video games, and everything nerdy. So, um, today, my friends, we're going to be going over E3 stuff. And we actually had one this year, and they didn't skip out like they did last year. So it's kind of awesome, honestly, to have E3 back. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about all the major announcements, all the important stuff. We're not going to go through every conference, every announcement, because I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff they don't give a shit about, and there's definitely some things that I don't. So I'm just gonna talk about what I think is interesting, and if I missed any, then they can chime in. And I was also thinking at the end of talking about the kind of future of E3 and what we think on that. But first thing is, I just want to get an idea of what your general thoughts on E3 were. Tiffany, you start.
Okay. Sorry, you kind of cut out for a second. You said my general thoughts on this year's E3.
Yeah, general thoughts, E3 in total.
Okay. Well, I wasn't like blown away by anything. Although there was some cool announcements, I will admit that but like I wasn't like taken back. I just said kind of like, oh, that's pretty cool. We'll get into specifics about what those were in a bit, but I was really bummed out that WB wasn't there.
Yeah, I
For
expect they're
Gotham Knights.
saving. I expect they're saving any new stuff or like new footage for DC fandom.
Yeah, but I don't think that's such a wise idea because at that point it'd be over a year since we had any news. But yeah. So I was disappointed in that. Hogwarts wasn't there. Gotham Knights wasn't there. Also, Nintendo did not say anything about the Nintendo Switch Pro, which was kind of weird.
No.
They did have some cool game announcements though.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's my overall thoughts. Like I wasn't blown away, but I thought that some of the stuff was pretty cool. So yeah, that's me. What about you, Ultra?
It was a little underwhelming. It was exciting that E3's back, but there weren't a lot of big announcements that like blew me away. There were some cool things here and there, but nothing huge.
There were some big announcements about your mom that blew me away. What?
You want to know a piece of information? She can shoot you and fly you to the hospital.
I rest my case. What about you, Marvel?
Kind of mediocre, honestly. I mean, besides like a few things here and there, like stuff from Square Enix and also Nintendo. Like besides that, I
Let's
really
not talk about Square Enix.
Well, we're gonna get into it.
I was going to say less because I know we all have different opinions on that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But I just kind of wanted to go over full of it. Some announcements that I was interested in and ever so. I guess we'll cap things first with the Summer Games Fest, which I wasn't really too big on last year. There wasn't a whole lot. This year there wasn't much for me there either, besides like maybe Death Stranding director's cut because I like Kojima. And, I was kind of interested in Death Stranding for a while, but that was pretty much the only thing. in Gearbox, there wasn't really a whole lot either. Ubisoft, I mean,
Oh boy.
we got that new Avatar game, which I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on, but I'm not really like do it.
Well,
I don't care.
one thing. Who asked for any Avatar sequels and who asked for an Avatar game?
I don't know.
Because
And there's like six Avatar sequels.
the Avatar movie is the most underwhelming piece of media.
Okay, but so regarding Ubisoft though, I didn't care for the Avatar game like announcement. I'm just waiting for Prince of Persia remake. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
And,
like
another Assassin's Creed game. That's it.
Like the three things that I would want would be another Assassin's Creed game, even though I haven't played a lot of the game.
I was gonna say
of the games.
Totally bulldozed over to the greatest story-based video game of all time.
And obviously Prince of Persia, which I just love I just love the franchise in general of Prince of Persia. And also I'm still waiting for another game starring one of my favorite protagonists in game history, Sam Fisher.
Yeah.
AKA Splinter Cell.
Right. Well, I mean, they did talk about the Valhalla DLC, I guess, coming. No news on Prince of Persia, which I was like, I guess it got delayed like time ago, so maybe that was a part of that.
I know Irigen wasn't happy.
If there's anything that I'm looking forward to from Ubisoft, that's definitely not Avatar or Mario and Rabbit.
I just don't know what would possess a person to think that making a game about the blue people was a good idea, or making sequels to.
Are you being racist right now, bro? Are you being racist right now?
Yeah, I hate blue people.
Whoa, canceled.
You really doesn't like. That reminds me when at the last awards, which the Fast and Furious game that was coming out. Who put together the budget and told the developers like, "Hey, make this game for some goddamn reason"? It's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, I'm not really looking forward to having no. Yeah, so I guess like the first few days of E3 really wasn't a whole lot. You know, for me particularly, there wasn't just a whole lot of announcements that caught me. There was a lot that confused me because why is this happening? Even the experts in the Bethesda conferences, they're really like, I saw the news afterwards. There's just like nothing really got. I guess the only thing that was kind of interesting was maybe the Halo Infinite stuff, but like that was really it. Um, Not even the Jack Sparrow stuff for Sea of Thieves. So, uh, all right, let's talk about Square Enix because they did some announcements here, and there was
Some
one.
announcements.
Yeah, well, two Marvel things and Life is Strange, but I don't really give a shit about Life. Let's talk about the Black Panther before we get to that other announcement. Trailer was fine. It wasn't anything great, I think, but you know, Black Panther. you know that it might bring some players back, it might not. He's already still rocky enough as is. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
AJ, you can go first.
Oh wow, give me the hot seat. Um, about all of the Square Enix announcements. Uh,
Well, let's start with like start with that.
start with what? Sorry, it's hard. It's hard to hear you.
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
Um, more exciting than the other announcement, I can say. It's cool. It's cool that we're getting a Black Panther game because I think Black Panther is an interesting character, and the fact that he's getting more the of the spotlight in recent years is a cool thing. Whether or not the game's going to be good, I can't really tell. And Square Enix hasn't really given me any confidence in their skills in bringing Marvel characters to life. That's about it.
All right, so Guardians of the Galaxy graphics are garbage for a 2021 game. Looks terrible. But another big issue I have with these Marvel games coming out, except for the Spider-Man ones, because
That's
they were
because
so good.
Insomniac is actually a good game
Exactly.
developer.
Insomniac is in charge. So the problem with the Square Enix ones so far, Avengers being the first one, and now Guardians second, is that they're just basically copying pasting the MCU versions of the characters and just making them look like the slightest bit different. The voices are very similar. They're trying to like imitate them a little bit.
Except they're failing
Yeah.
at copying the MCU.
So yeah, I don't care at all about the Guardians game. It's just Avengers in space.
Yeah, like
But the
I
Black
would be very excited for a Guardians of the Galaxy game if it was,
original,
artistically inspired at all.
but the Black Panther one, look, because it's by Square Enix, I don't have faith that it's going to be a good game. But I would love to play a Black Panther game that's good because there's so much potential for like open world exploration with Black Panther and gameplay
Plus
mechanics.
gameplay, yeah.
Like
His fighting gameplay would be
and
so
plus
awesome.
like free running with Black Panther would be awesome to be able to kind of
Yeah.
sprint like a panther. That would be great. But I just feel like they're gonna copy MCU stuff and it's like annoying. But yeah, so I didn't care for it at all.
Well, I guess in my case, like, well, I'll start with like, for DLC, it actually looks kind of interesting. Um, it's Black Panther, and there's a lot of it, but um, I feel like in the right circumstance, it could work. Maybe this will help bring players back to
I
Avengers.
just think it's not the right circumstances.
Well, I mean, I guess given the past with Marvel and but Guardians of the Galaxy though, like I'm on the completely other side. I think you're right. There is some MCU in there. There is some MCU, but I mean that's been the case for like every fucking Marvel the past decade. Even
Except
though
for
like
Spider-Man PS4.
well, there is some in there. They do things more differently for sure, but um, I think with this Guardians game, they're basically taking all the negativity from Avengers and kind of just flipping it over on its head because they're doing things differently. Like there's no multiplayer whatsoever. There's no microtransactions. There's no DLC. Uh, everything you get is on day one. Oh, all the issues that people had with Avengers, hopefully making a better of it. Um, that's just like but honestly, I am excited for the Guardians. I don't know why though that Star Lord's the only playable character. You'll find that weird. Um, but I mean, you know me, I'm probably going to be playing it when it comes out. So yeah.
I'll probably try it out, but it just doesn't feel super inspired.
Well, I know a lot of people that are, turned off, especially with Square Enix reputation with Marvel characters, but I'm gonna give it a shot, not try to compare it to the other. I'm just gonna have it compare it on its own merit. Uh, yeah, if it's not good, then it's not good. There's not really much else you can do this game. Um, all right,
I
let's
wish
go.
Insomniac did more Marvel games.
I want to see a Naughty Dog. I want that Daredevil, that Troy Baker. I want that to come over out. I think that'd be awesome. Okay, so besides that, some other comics, and apparently Warner Brothers was at. They didn't really show much. They showed that that Left for Dead.
Back for Blood.
Blood. Uh, yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised that they didn't show off Gotham Knight or even Suicide Squad.
Because they're obviously saving their DC stuff for fandom.
Yeah. But I mean, I would I would have at least liked to see Suicide Squad. If there was one game that we could have gotten a glimpse of, it would be that, because we don't really know what they're doing with that other than on like a 4-player or multiplayer thing. And apparently you're killing off the rest. Like we don't know much else besides that. So I would have liked. Um, Other than that, I mean, they got that PC show, which didn't really have much in it. And then Capcom didn't have a goddamn thing that I was interested in. Bandai Namco, nothing there. But yeah, the last big conference was Nintendo, and I think this is probably the best of all the conferences. A lot of these were really good announcements. Didn't really spend time on them. I got them out. So I think what we'll start off with for Nintendo, uh, Kazuya coming to Smash Ultimate. Now, I was not expecting this at all, and I'm actually kind of excited to play it. I don't know. What do you guys think about? Well, let's just talk Nintendo in general.
AJ?
That's
Me? I wasn't sure if
Somebody-
you were talking to
somebody.
me.
Somebody.
So what are we talking about now?
Nintendo.
Nintendo? I feel like we already talked about this, but I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2 because I'm a big Zelda fan. I understand people's frustration that they didn't talk about the Switch Pro or whatever, but they're probably saving it for later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Nintendo guy. Like, I grew up on the Wii, Game Boy, GameCube, the Wii U. Switch, whatever. So I'm always going to be excited for more Nintendo.
Yeah.
I'm definitely especially excited for like stuff in Zelda and Metroid.
Yeah. Oh man, that Metroid trailer, like, it looks so
Hmm
awesome. Like,
I'm glad we're finally getting some more because I've been the biggest fan of both those franchises for the longest time.
yeah, and, like the last few years, like I've really enjoyed Metroid a lot. Like getting into the game. Uh,
Like the Metroid Prime games are my favorites.
Metroid Prime's really good. Um,
Like Metroid Prime 1, 2, 3.
um, but yeah, the 2D ones that they put out, like the Samus Returns one, that was
Absolutely.
awesome. Um, and then I mean, in terms of other announcements, like Zelda looks really good. WarioWare looks kind of good at.
Yeah, I can't believe we're getting WarioWare back. Feels like so long ago when that first came out.
Yeah, even Mario Golf, I'd play that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm always excited for those for those goofy like Mario sport games.
mhm,
Remember Mario Super Sluggers?
right. Switchy, any thoughts on Nintendo and their announcement?
I'm excited for Zelda.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not. I can't say I'm like sad they didn't talk about the Switch Pro because I kind of understand why. I mean, I know they're saving it and it's probably just not ready to be talked about. But I do wish there was something there for it. But I think everything Nintendo announced was interesting. I wasn't like head over heels about everything, but I thought it was all pretty interesting. Like I was amused, not in a, like I was laughing, but I was being
I,
switchy.
I think Nintendo is just really good at presentation with
Yas,
with
King.
events.
Yas.
Yeah. So I think all of us, Nintendo definitely like took the crown for this.
Yeah, they're my boys.
They definitely had the best announcements.
Hmm
Just as a conference itself, it definitely like uh, went a lot smoother than a lot of the other.
Yeah, I just think that they're experts at releasing announcements of certain games at certain times
Yeah.
because they don't force themselves to release like a console for every year or whatever. They wait their time.
So kind of question that. I mean, I was gonna save this topic for another day. But I guess it's part of the conversation. I guess we can go over it now, but since they announced that they were doing E3 this after it kind of lukewarm, overall showing.
Hmm
We don't even really need E3 anymore. I mean, we've proven to ourselves that we can, do major game announcements elsewhere. So, I mean, a lot of the companies that are going there, like especially PlayStation, aren't going to E3 anymore. So, do we really?
Um, I think like to me, E3 is a big staple of the gaming community, at least to me. And I don't,
I
it's just a complicated thing.
I love E3 and I think we
Yeah,
should definitely keep it.
I love
Um,
E3, and
it's
I
like
think the only way for it to stay breathing and alive is for
Is if they make another Batman Arkham game. Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same
yes,
thing.
absolutely agree. But like if
Spider-Man
more
versus Batman Arkham.
if more game developers with more interesting ideas, collaborate with E3 and make it more of a, big event. And I think the reason that E3 was so underwhelming this year was because of the year we're in. With all of the quarantine and the state of the world right now, I think it was destined to be, just a weird thing. I mean, kind of similar to the Game Awards on how it's, a weird thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm in the same boat where I don't really want Q3 to die off. Do something every year. All the conferences, I mean, they can either be end up good or just lackluster. You can tune in every year just for lackluster announcements that you're not really going to.
Yeah. Like call me old fashioned, but I love traditions. Big or small, uh, traditions give meaning to our lives. You know,
Yeah.
like the repetitive doing of something with people you love. It makes it special. That's why E3 is a special thing for people, including me. I mean that's why any kind of event is special or any kind of place is special
Yeah.
because you've had moments with that event or place or or person, whatever. And that's why I think we should get rid of it.
Um. Yeah. Well, hopefully, as the years go on, keep it interesting, keep it alive.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know what I don't know what would happen if it was. I guess they would do the direct and state of play kind of. Those are like,
Mhm.
I mean, especially PlayStation days, those are not really well. So, I mean, Nintendo definitely knows what they're doing with that kind of thing with their directs. Even those like aren't always
Yeah.
like that great, or they're just focusing on skip. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I don't really have any input on what would make it be better, but little help out. Um, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Unless
Yeah.
I hear some power tools in the background.
Power tools.
Whatever. Maybe someone was taking a dump, or somebody was opening a door.
That's you, Swifty.
No. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about too. We went over everything.
Yeah, we did. And I gave my speech in honor of E3.
Okay, so all right, that's pretty much it for this episode then. So I'd like to thank 50 and AJ of course for coming. It's been a while since we've done that episode. Uh, I wish it could be in a little bit better circumstances because my computer's shit and
Yeah.
Let's do this on the phone. So, uh, I mean, the upload's been really weird. Um, I hope. Well, I'm hoping this isn't going to be the case for a while. For the podcast, it's a little different. For we'll see how things go, and yeah. So, what are you guys working on uh, as of right now?
Getting a girlfriend.
Swifty goes first. You and me both.
Still working on my psychology video. It should be out
Yeah,
probably by the end of
he's
this
gonna
month.
become a psychiatrist.
Oh yeah, that's definitely happening.
Mhm.
I probably lead all my freaking patients to insanity. So I'm working on that, and also I'm trying to work on getting some live streams out, but it's just hard with this OBS BS.
Oh yeah.
What about you, AJ?
Well, that is an interesting question. Which I will definitely answer. I'm working on different things. I'm definitely working on my screenplays. I'm definitely going to continue my top 10 favorite movies series at some point. The Batman Master Phantasm video definitely took a lot out of me because that took a lot of time and effort. I mean, I was sick for a week. Unrelated. Absolutely unrelated. I definitely just want to be more active as a YouTuber and make more consistent videos and maybe collaborate more with people would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and definitely just have a lot of fun this summer. How about you, Marvel?
Well, in the light of my computer, uh, I I may have put my channel on hold, but I don't want to say that as a confirmation right now. I might put an update to that. Um, I'm probably gonna wait a little bit on that. Well, I'll
Yeah, I understand that.
but speaking of projects, so that we'll probably work on. Be sure to check out the first episode of 59's new podcast. Uh, where we talk about all things Arkham. So I'll put a link to the first episode to watch it. Uh, yeah, anything that I do want to work on besides the podcast, that was a lot of fun.
When's the 50th episode of ours?
I was just gonna ask that.
I have no idea.
Same wavelength.
What one are we on now?
On.
You're supposed to be leading us.
You're supposed to know these things, Marvel.
Well, we haven't done a podcast in like a week or two, so get off my ass.
Okay, I'm gonna get off that thing.
All right, everybody. That's going to be it for us.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, all that stuff. Be sure to follow us on our Twitters and keep up to date. I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you all so much for watching. And of course, you take care.
And be nerdy.
And be nerdy.